Hello there! So today is kinda a calm day of my life. One of the calmest, I would say, because I feel like the harmony inside my body, inside my soul, and seemingly everything is going like it has to go. Yes, so this feeling is extremely revealing, I would say, and treating all fibers of my body with total satisfaction, I would say. Yes, this explanation, this I would say description is the best for my current condition, my emotional and even physical condition, as physically I'm also feeling like I'm full of power and strength. Yep. So, maybe you watched my previous video, maybe you didn't watch it, but yesterday it was my first time visiting the park that is literally in 13 minutes, 30 to 15 minutes from my apartments, from my current apartments, and I've been living in these apartments for more than 8 months, and yesterday was my first day of visiting this park. Yes, seemingly the situation is kind of basic and typical, nothing just, how to say, special in the situation, but for me, spiritually and according to feelings, the situation is kind of illustrating, I would say. So, during the way from my apartments to this park, I noticed some interesting metaphor that also was explained in my last short on YouTube. And this metaphor is about roads, it's about paths that people follow. For some people, it's about one single path. For some people, it's about versatile paths during their lives. And the key point of this metaphor is about people's desires in confrontation with people's reality. So, for example, you live in your life, you have situations, people, achievements that, how to say, are contained in your specific path that you have chosen recently, some time ago. And however, I would say, you have this road, this path, but you're actually looking for another achievements, another road, another path. And this argument, I would say, one of the most important and significant in people's lives, because it's not a secret that people can live their lives from the birth to the very end not in the way they genuinely desired to live it. Yeah, and this is like the most disappointing thing, in my view, when people are not living the lives they are genuinely desire to live. And the topic is again complicated, as each topic that I actually discover in my videos. And today's video I wanted to dedicate to the topic of choosing the path and observing, describing, explaining, and other synonyms, why actually people don't change their path and never achieve what they genuinely want to achieve. Yes, that's a pity to live a life like that. However, this is like the common thing. Unfortunately, this is the common thing. The majority of people, unfortunately, this is the truth. You don't need statistics, and actually, there is no, I guess, statistics that would illustrate this particular aspect of life, to live in a life that is about these people, but some kind supplemental statistics. For example, the level of satisfaction of their lives, the level of drinking people in a country, for example. So some supplemental statistics that are not, that indirectly describes this particular like fundamental topic of the level of satisfaction of the path that they have chosen. Because a lot of people unfortunately don't even think of the quality of their lives and the level of, again, satisfaction of the approach, the living approach that they actually have during the whole process of living. And this question is, again, fundamental and must be actually be asked at least once, and in the best situation, the best circumstances, not once, a lot of times, because life is the thing that changes always. It's always changing. And I'm not talking about it about the thing, the disgusting, the terrifying thing. It's like the natural fact, it's like the natural process. Life is changing and we should change with life respectively. Yeah. So, based on the example of roads that I actually a little bit discovered in my previous, in my last short, so if you didn't watch it, you can watch it. The idea was discovered not in the full, unfortunately, because I have a limit of 60 seconds and this time is obviously not enough. And I'm also in the process of learning how to express my thoughts and the idea during the limited time. It's hard. Actually, it's hard. So I'm going to discover this idea in more specific way, particularly in this video. So I'm also going to utilize my textbook, and you again won't see anything, I guess, but again I will describe everything I draw with my words. So I hope you will understand me right. So for now, at this particular moment, I'm trying to draw two different roads. So give me 1 second, please. Yes, I'm already done with that. So you see this beautiful illustration. Yes, it's kinda simple, but you know, it has some charm, I would say. Oh, I'm sorry, some external my drawings. Yes. Okay, we have two roads. The first road is for pedestrians, so we can have like the average speed of the pedestrian, it is 4 kilometers an hour. So let's put it like that. So another road is for cars. So here cars are going somewhere with a speed of approximately 60 kilometers an hour. So two different roads. Let's imagine that you are a part of the pedestrian's road. So I'm going to write you here. See, this is you. You are the part of the pedestrian's road. So, as you can understand, the pedestrian road is for pedestrians. So here we can have some rules. So for example, you can just walk by, you just like walk over this road, having your speed no more than, for example, 10 kilometers an hour. So it's like the speed of the running. So no more than just this speed. And no less, for example, than 2 kilometers an hour. So it's like a slow walking. So in all people, I'm going to draw several people. And all people must, and I would say, okay, must. It's like an appropriate word, modal verb. Thinking about grammar, even this particular time. Okay, so all people that are the participants of this road must follow the rule of the speed limit. So you must walk with the speed no less than 2 kilometers an hour and no more than 10 kilometers an hour. And if you walk too slow or too fast, you would be, how to say, blamed, at least blamed by other people, because for example, if you utilize, for example, the bicycle with the speed of 20 kilometers an hour, you would be definitely blamed by people that you would, how to say, distract from the process of walking. So here we have some specific rules that must be followed by everyone who are on this road. Yeah. Going next to the road of cars, here the situation is kind of different. So here it's impossible to imagine the person. I'm going to illustrate it here. You see, no people on their feet here. Why? Because the speed limit is significantly different from this speed limit. Here, for example, I'm not going to talk about some specific road rules. It's not that important. For example, let's take the average speed of 60 kilometers an hour. So here, people who are driving their cars must drive their cars with the speed no less than, for example, 60 kilometers an hour. I know it can be 40, it can be 20. Here we just have 60 as an example. And it's impossible to imagine a person on their own feet on this road, because it's impossible for this person to have the speed of the car. So this person can easily die if he or she decided to just walk by on the cars road, the road for cars. So here are also some rules that must be followed by everyone who are participating in this particular road. So I guess this thing is kind of understandable. Oh, I'm not that, how to say, I forgot the word, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's back to you. You are, as you remember, the part of the pedestrians road, but your eyesight, your view is always directed to the road of cars. So you are walking here, desiring, dreaming of having the speed of cars, of the people who are participating in the road of cars. Dreaming, but you cannot have the speed as cars. It's impossible because, as I said, you would be blamed. You would be even, how to say, rejected by the community of pedestrians here, because it's unlogical, unnecessary and unlogical, even illogical, not logical, to have the car speed on the pedestrians road, because this road is created not for cars, it's created for pedestrians. So why you cannot have that? You see how I spell every word in the sentence, but this sentence is extremely important to think of and to remember. So why don't you have the speed of cars? Because you are in the wrong road. You are in the road of pedestrians, not cars, which is why it's impossible for you to have the speed of cars on pedestrians road. And the most logical thing that can be understood here from this point, if you want to have the speed of cars, you need to change the road. You need to change the circumstances you are in. You need to change the environment you're actually in, where you're developing. It's the must. It's the must-have. It's the thing that must be done in order to achieve different goals and doing different actions. So, going back from metaphors to like life understandable things, speaking about goal achieving. Okay. So, For example, you are living your life, you are studying, you are working, you have the salary, you have friends, you have maybe a lover, you have a normal relationship with your parents, etc., etc., etc. So everything is kind of okay. But you are dreaming of something more. You want to earn, for example, $millions in a year. You want to become extremely popular in the field of your choice. You want to have a lover with an excellent character, for example, or excellent appearance. I'm talking like maybe typical things, something of the stereotypes, but you need to understand like the difference. So you have something, but you desire to have something different and even a little bit opposite, for example. But you are already surrounded by situations, by people, by circumstances that are not about your desires. And looking at people that have what you genuinely want to have, you can ask yourself a question: why don't I have the same? Like, I genuinely desire it. Why can't I just have it? And the reason is that you are in the wrong environment. You are in the wrong circumstances. And it would be impossible, it will definitely be impossible for you to achieve something different if you implement same tasks that just you implemented years ago, for example. It's impossible for you with this education, this work experience, these people around you to have something different, because you already have something different. You must understand that in order to achieve something different, you need to take different actions. So you need to change your occupation, for example, to think about the qualities that you want to see in people, and therefore subsequently change your social circle. You need to change the road, basically. Yes. And if you think that with same actions and same environment you will achieve different goals, no, it's impossible. It's impossible. And why actually people don't change the road? Because it kind of sounds simple, right? So, okay, I understand that I'm in these circumstances, I'm the road of pedestrians, and I want to change, how to say, to join the road of cars, of speed cars, maybe. So, sounds kind of simple. So it would be definitely easy for me. No, it wouldn't. Why? Because people's psyche has this feature of getting used to something. So if you are grown in specific circumstances for years, your psyche and you especially are getting used to this environment, and it wouldn't be easy for your psyche to change your mind, for example, psychologically. Yes, this is like the trick. Your psyche would resist your attempts to change what you have, because these particular circumstances, these people, these situations, these opportunities that you have now are about security. So your psyche consider your particular environment as the security, and everything opposite, everything different would be considered as insecurity and even danger. Yes, this is like the interesting point, because you might say, okay, Diana, but I genuinely desire something different, and I understand with my brain, with my mindset, that with my mentality, that this different thing would be extremely better for me. And I would say, yes, you can understand everything with your brain, but your psyche is kind of a different thing. Even understanding with your brains, with your intellectual, cognitive, facilities, opportunities, abilities, your psyche would consider them as dangerous things, and would do everything to prevent you from changing anything in your particular life. Because in these circumstances that you were grown in, you feel security. So everything different is insecurity. And insecurity is the risk for the organism, for your life, is the risk to be destroyed and killed somehow. So it's kind of about some existential problems, needs, etc., etc., etc. Yep. So that's a tricky situation. This is a tricky situation because the majority of people, we can have like several groups of people. People who have no idea of their true desires, so they live their lives with understanding like this is the life that I need to have. So they don't actually even understand that they want something different. This is one group. The second group is having the like idea of desiring something different. Like, I'm living this life is kind of okay, but if I had this, I would probably be happier. But they go nowhere. They just live their life. They're dreaming sometimes about happier life, and do nothing, literally nothing. They even have no desire to do something towards achieving any goal. So they just live their lives with the slight feeling of desiring something different. So this is like another group. The third group is about stronger desire to have something different in their lives. So they have these particular circumstances, these people, these situations. They understand they want something different and they actually suffer from not having something different. This is like can be felt not only psychological but also physically. So physically they can struggle with their current circumstances. But even though they might try something to change, with the first challenge, with the first struggle, with the first even falling, they quit, they give up. So they also don't change anything in their life. They have some slight attempts, but they don't actually change anything. And the fourth group is the group that actually goes somewhere. So they have these circumstances. They understand that they want something different. They understand that they suffer, and they actually take some actions towards another reality. And this group can be also distinguished in several. So, for example, first group is going with suffering, so they put a lot of efforts and I would say even psychological forces towards achieving something different. So this process of changing the life is kind of hard and tough for them to follow, but they actually going somewhere and continue standing up after fallings because of their character, maybe because of the process of parenting of their parents. So different, I would say, facilities could influence on this person's character that directed to this life approach. And even though this process is kind of hard, they go somewhere and they reach the new reality for them, and good for them. Yes, good for them. Another group go more easily, I would say. So here we also have some differences. For example, a person who naturally follows their desires, and it mostly depends on the process of their growth when they were a child, when they were children. So it's also about parenting and maybe I would say some external circumstances. So it's about the level of the security of the country. So we all understand, we can understand that there are different countries from the perspective of economics, politics, etc., etc. So some people can be born and can be grown in more secure environment, and it influences the process of growing significantly, of course. And if we have as a plus the good parenting, it can positively influences a child, so that it would probably they would probably follow their desires more easily and spontaneously and naturally, because naturally we are supposed to listen to our not only brain but also our feelings that we have. So it can be explained by that, like that. So another group is about not that positive circumstances of childhood. So it can be about not really good parenting, not really good external country, governments and circumstances. So a child could be grown in not that secure and positive environment, and as a result has not that positive and secure worldview. Yeah, I was speaking about worldview in one of my previous videos, so if you didn't watch it, I highly recommend you to watch this video, because this topic is also extremely interesting to observe and, you know, think of. So a person is grown due to some circumstances in their childhood with not that positive worldview. But however, due to another circumstances, for example, the characteristics of the personality, this person is still following their desires. Maybe a little bit less not less easier. Less easier. I hope I utilized the right grammar, but in advance forgive me for some mistakes. I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain. So not that easy way, but still trying to listen to their genuine desires. And as a result, these people, these two subgroups of the group of people who are easily listening to their desires, achieve a new reality in the easier way. Yeah, and these people are the luckiest, I would say, because they reached the natural approach of living that we all are supposed to have. We are supposed to listen to our hearts. We are supposed to defend ourselves. We are supposed to let ourselves to live in a free way. We are supposed to live like that. But due to some circumstances, we decided to change our life approach in order to defend ourselves. And this is like the natural thing, of course. And our psyche is not stupid. It's not stupid. In that time, in that negative circumstances, that was like the single approach of surviving. And nowadays, hopefully, these circumstances are not that actual in our lives, and we hopefully can change our life approach. So for some people, it is about some significant effort, significant contribution, significant forces that must be utilized in order to change. So it's kind of about this approach. So you need to put all of your efforts to change the direction of your mechanism in your psyche. For some people, it's about slight change. It's about slight turnover. And for some people, it's not even about changing anything, because they were born and grown as people who should listen to their own voice of inner self. Yeah. So in simple words, it's all I wanted to talk about today. I hope you understand the message I wanted to transfer to you. So, the message that I want to leave in the end of this video, guys, no matter in what circumstances you were grown in, no matter, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't matter, just how to say, trust me and remember it. Even though the country situation, the situation in your particular family was difficult, it doesn't matter. It happened. It already happened. You cannot change it. It's impossible to change it. It is already in the past. Now, as a grown-up, you are able to create your own life approach that would work in the most effective way, particularly for you. You are able of it. You have all opportunities, you have all abilities, you have desire to change it. So nothing can stop you. And if you desire something, it's a fact, it's the statement. You shouldn't doubt yourself with that. Or do I really want to have it? Or maybe it's the desire of other people. Maybe I'm just a person who got under the influence of the popular people, the other influencers. No. Okay, you should look at least a little bit objectively on the desires that you have, but in most situations, particularly when you trying so hard to, prevent you from your desires that come to your head, particularly in these situations, you should especially listen to yourself. If you want something, you want something. And if you want something, you can have it. And if you can have it, you have it. Oh, so this is like the truth. This is the truth. This is the fact. You are capable of anything. You are capable of anything. You can achieve anything you want. There is nothing impossible for you. If you want to have money, you can have money. If you want to have a strong, loving family, you can have it. If you want to become popular, you can become popular. Because some person, even if it's about one single person, could achieve it. So why couldn't you? You can. Some strong, motivation in the end. These words are also directed and transferred for me, because I also have some struggles with identifying my true desires. It's a difficult process. The most difficult part of this process is persuading myself that I genuinely want it. It's kind of hilarious to have this process. Like, Diana, you already said to yourself that you want it. Why are you trying to doubt it? You shouldn't. You must just listen to what you want and go doing something in order to achieve it. So guys, please just stop complexifying your life. It's unnecessary. It's like the useless process where you can put your efforts. You can put your efforts towards achieving your goals. That would be more effective. Definitely. I promise you. So remember, you're capable of anything, and your desires are your desires. See you next time. Bye.